What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, Rock and Pebble Rome. In this channel, we are building up and upgrading my 2002 Toyota 4Runner up until my daughter is old enough to join and ride along on camping trips and off-roading adventures. So, with that said, specifically in today's video, I am here at the Rancho Park here right outside of Austin, in search of two different things. We're going to look for the 95 to 05 Toyota Tundra brake calipers, see what we can find, if we can do the Tundra brake upgrade, because I've got new pads and rotors for that, and I want to really set on doing that before I start adding a whole bunch of weight. And also with that, I want to throw on the bigger wheels and tires that I've got sitting in the back patio for a few months, and get those on. But I want to get the brakes set in before I, number one, add that weight, and number two, see if they fit, because they are 16s. Come on. Looking a little rough there, buddy. I don't know what they're eating out here. Well, that was fun. If you can't tell, it's hot out here in Texas. Something like 100 degrees, I would say. Got lucky, found an early model Sequoia. They didn't have any Tundras, but we got the 13 WL brake calipers. And let's see, we're gonna go back home, get started on this once it cools off a little bit, maybe even tomorrow morning, but hopefully we'll have this done soon, and I'll get back to you. Doing the Tundra brake upgrade and getting these pistons out. Dang, my suggestion, the tool like this, and twisting and pushing down with your feet at the same time, because this is not fun. And once again, y'all, this was the least fun part of this project. Here we are taping it off all the areas, even rolled the tape up into a cone and stuffed them down there to protect the threads. I used the high temperature caliper paint, even got some of the bolts here, you can see. It worked out great. The paint dries quick, it's supposed to be high temp resistant. It's specifically caliper paint, so pretty happy with how it turned out. The hardest part, as you'll see here, was putting those seals on. The inner seal was fine. I ended up using a little brake fluid, getting it in there. I had cleaned up those pistons. That wasn't difficult. This Carlson kit did not come with metal snap rings, and the snap rings themselves are not difficult to put on. It's that dust boot. So if you use this kind of clamp here in this video, if you use the clamp and get the piston down as far as it'll go, the dust boot is easy to get on. It's just the snap ring. It just wants to keep pulling the boot up for some reason, or when you're, maybe my hands are too big, or it's just not a fun process, because you try and then it resets, and you try and it just kicked my butt for a good while, I swear. Um, I am setting the inner seals, but once you get it all said and done and you move on, yeah, yeah, it's worth it, because those seals are definitely needed. And then in this part of the video, I had stripped the brake line, um, that fitting there. It's all rusted out. Look at this dust boot here. This looks like it was chewed up. Terrible, terrible, terrible time. Uh, But we moved on, we got it passed. I used some channel lock pliers, not the way to do it, but uh, did what we could, and we were able to get that stainless steel on, just grabbing it um, after a few attempts of my wrench slipping off, even though it was a flare nut wrench. But we got it. Well, just in case I was curious. It does clear these rims. At least like a 1/4 inch. Hell yeah. I could have kept these.
Got some gap in the calipers. This doesn't fit pretty much my whole hand there. We'll see when it comes to the turning radius how much I actually have to cut. Doing the stainless steel rear brake lines, and this is not meant to be like a how-to video or a tutorial video on any of these this brake job, but did want to give a quick pointer to anybody who's out there attempting this, because like I said, those calipers were a pain in the butt, those front brake line fittings were a pain. So now that I'm here in the rear and everything's even just as much rusted out, what I had to do was, with this fitting, when I attached it here, I spun the brake line on, and then when I came down here, I just removed this, just took this line off, removed this off, and then spun this on, and then reattached everything. This one here was a pain. I had to end up cutting a little slot here to get this. All this was rusted out. I mean, if you do this job, I feel for you. I feel for you heavy. But anyways, there we go. Job done. In the next video, I want to get rid of these bump stops, and I've already got something on the works for that. So stay tuned. What a pain in the ass. Now that it's all said and done, just wanted to say thank you for anyone who followed along and watched to the end of the video. If you have any comments or questions, please drop them in the section below and I'll get right to them. Yeah, if you like this kind of content and you want to follow this build up along until my daughter's old enough to go on camping trips with me, then please subscribe, give this video a like, and until next time, see ya.